Raider Nation, what is up? Coming to you tonight because rumor has it Tom Brady just bought a property in Las Vegas. So you know what that means. Raider Nation's going wild. The rumors are already swirling throughout the media outlets. So, like I said, Tom Brady in Las Vegas buys a house. Let's talk about it. So this morning, some random radio show that I've never heard of drops a rumor that Tom Brady has bought property in Las Vegas. So Raiders fans have kind of been frantically spreading the rumor now that Tom Brady could be a Las Vegas Raider, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that Tom Brady did not buy property in Las Vegas. He did not buy a house in Las Vegas. That rumor was false. So everything that we ran with today was kind of a waste of breath, but that still hasn't, it's not like it was the beginning of these rumors. It started with the UFC fight, the McGregor fight, right? Tom Brady was there, not sitting next to Mark Davis, but at one point he walked up to him and they had a little chat. And I don't know, maybe Raider fans were thinking that, they're tampering or something, that Davis was trying to lure him to Las Vegas. That wasn't the case. They didn't talk about football. That wasn't the case. But obviously, rumors are still going. Fans are still talking because pretty much ever since the beginning of last offseason, there's been this media obsession with trying to make Gruden seem like he's in love with all these quarterbacks. Last year he was in love with Kyler Murray. He was in love with a lot of different quarterbacks, right? Dwayne Haskins, all these guys. That didn't come true, obviously. He chose that Derek Carr was his guy. Him and Mike Mayock, John Gruden and Mike Mayock decided Derek Carr was his guy. So they go through the season, and I felt like he started to pick his game up. There was a time, of course, when we were 6-4, things were looking great. There was no rumors at all. Nobody was talking about anything. Then we went on a little skid. We didn't finish the season exactly how we wanted, and now here we are again. All these rumors swirling, and people love it. People buy into it. That's why I'm here talking about it, right? So obviously, everybody can kind of buy into the idea that John Gruden would pick up another quarterback. Maybe that's true. That could be true. Maybe later down the road, a better quarterback comes along and he decides to take a shot at it, right? Or make Derek compete for the spot. But looking at it right now, Tom Brady for sure isn't an upgraded quarterback. And I don't think that there's an upgrade this offseason at quarterback at all. We're not in a position. The only person I think you can argue just by the way he played this season would be Joe Burrow, that Joe Burrow would be an upgrade at quarterback. But it would be a chance. You still don't know if Joe Burrow is going to be a better quarterback than Derek, but he is the most talented and is probably the only one that would have a shot to. Well, we're not getting Joe Burrow. We're not in a spot. Trading up is not an option. We can talk about possible trades. We can talk about all these different things, but trading for Joe Burrow just isn't going to happen. I think we saw this last year with the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray. I feel like the Bengals are kind of taking a card out of their book and pretending that they're not all in on Joe Burrow when clearly he's probably going to be the number one pick and he's going to be their franchise quarterback. So we go and we look at other options down where we're at, and maybe there could be a quarterback we take, but I do not think that is going to be a quarterback that is an upgrade over Derek Carr. Now we go looking into free agents. The only one that is interesting is Tom Brady, and I think it's gotten to the point now, and I understand that fans are frustrated. We're not winning football games, and I get that. I want to win football games too. So now we're getting to a point to where Tom Brady now is in topic of conversation. Tom freaking Brady is in conversation now. And I feel like fans are so dead set on wanting this guy in the silver and black. And I'm not going to be the one to sit here and tell you, me for one, I don't like Tom Brady. But I'm not going to judge you because if he ever became a Raider, I'd probably cheer for him. But he's not going to become a Raider. That at the end of the day, all these weird little rumors that are getting brought up. Tom Brady's at the end of his career. We saw the same thing with Peyton Manning. He kind of starts to slow down a little bit. You kind of lose that competitive edge. He's getting older. He's going to be 43 years old. I think he's finally just going to start enjoying his career. He's going to start enjoying the interactions, talking to people that he hasn't talked to in the past. Obviously, the Raiders were one of those organizations that Tom Brady's never had a real friendship with. So all these rumors, Tom Brady to the Raiders, squash it. If there's fans, if you guys really want Tom Brady to be your quarterback, I don't know what to tell you. You're kind of hoping a lot for a guy that kind of was the dark cloud over our franchise. They're kind of the ones We started their dynasty. That started with them crushing us, right? That started with the Tuck rule. That's where that started. Tom Brady and the Patriots was like a rain cloud over the Raiders franchise the last 20 years. But now that he's in the final stages of his career and on the downside of his career, now Raider fans want him in the silver and black, and I do not understand why. But it's not the majority. I ran a poll today. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, the poll's probably still up. Had over 10,000 votes. You had an option. Keep Derek Carr, sign Tom Brady, or draft a rookie quarterback to be your starting quarterback in 2020. Almost 60% of Raider fans chose Derek Carr. Tom Brady was under 30%, and then the rest, of course, was draft a quarterback, which was whatever, 10, 15%. So obviously, as I'm saying this, I'm saying Raider fans want Tom Brady. It's a small portion of Raider Nation that wants Tom Brady. But I understand that's probably the same portion that's just frustrated with Derek Carr, and they will take any quarterback. Doesn't matter what it is. They're not even going to think about if they're better or not. They're going to take the history of Tom Brady, and they're just going to run with it. And no offense, guys, Tom Brady sucks at football right now. Right now, he sucks at football. People are going to jump on me because of his history and all of his Super Bowls, but that was in the past. He was good. He was great. He was probably the greatest quarterback of all time when you go back and you look at his history. But when you look right now, last year, he was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, given the opportunities that he had. He's never had a defense like this in his career. This defense was arguably top 3 in almost any kind of category. They weren't allowing points. They weren't allowing yards. They had like the second most turnovers. They had like 36 turnovers. They had like 3 times the turnovers that we did. It's crazy. And Tom Brady still couldn't move the ball enough on offense to make things happen. You can talk about his supporting cast. You can talk about his offensive line, but he had talent around him. He had a great backfield. He still had Julian Edelman. He still had some wide receivers out there. His pocket, for the most part, was about the same as ours. They played all right. You still got Bill Belichick. He's still playing in the same system that he has his entire career. He's comfortable. There's not a whole lot of change. There's not a whole lot of reason for him to fall off, except for the fact that he's just old now. He's on the decline of his career. And I don't want to pick up a guy that's an organizational move. That's not something fans should want. That should be something that, if anything, the Raiders push for to sell tickets, right? They go to this new football town that doesn't know anything really about football because they haven't been that plugged into it. And they're going to pick up on Tom Brady because Tom Brady is Tom Brady. Everybody knows who Tom Brady is. So that's something you do to try and sell tickets. But obviously this team is probably going to ride with Derek Carr. So I wanted to just squash that rumor, give my thoughts. For those of you that are actually interested in the comparison of Derek Carr to Tom Brady, I'll actually, you know what? I'll put him up here. That's the comparison. All the numbers in green, that means that they're in a top 10 category in their position at quarterback. If they're in red, that means they're in a bottom 10 position. So obviously you see the arrows pointing in whoever's favors in their favor, and then green and red showing top 10, bottom 10. I don't know, guys. If I'm me, I see a lot of top 10 categories for Derek Carr, starting with all of his passing stats. I see his under the pressure stats. And then you see the defense down there at the bottom, which that's about the only positive thing that Tom Brady had going for him. See, most fans, they'll look up at the top 5. They'll look at those first 5 categories. They see the completions, the yards, the touchdowns, and that's what they look at. But down here is where you want to look at your situational stats, your yards per attempt. Everybody talks about Derek Carr throwing it too short. Well, he finished top 10 in yards per attempt, right? Well, now you could say, well, it's because of yards after catch. Well, if you look at between Tom Brady and Derek Carr, they were both top 10 in their receivers getting yards after the catch. So there should be no reason, right? That should level the playing field. You see the bad throws. That's my favorite category, the bad throws category. 53 total bad throws for Derek Carr. 118 for Tom Brady. That means those were throws that were off target. Over double. Percent of throws on target. Derek Carr top 10. Tom Brady bottom 10. Bottom 10 in both bad throws and percent on target. And if I remember right, I think he was like bottom 3 in both of those categories. So he's definitely lost his touch, guys. If you want to see the full graphic, I'm not sure if you guys can read all the individual stats there in the middle. If you want to see the full graphic, it is posted on my Twitter page at RaiderCodyPod, and that's gonna do it for actually this video. We're gonna wrap it up there. I'm not one, sometimes I get a little fired up on this topic, but I'm not one. I don't want to talk about this debate all off season, so I thought I'd go ahead and get this one out of my system a little bit. But make sure, if you're liking these videos, I'm gonna keep dropping them whenever conversations get brought up. I'm gonna keep dropping them. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit that little gray bell to make sure you get all the notifications whenever I drop a new video. But other than that, make sure you follow me on Twitter at RaiderCody. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we're giving away a Derek Carr autographed jersey, and soon I'll probably be giving away an autographed Richie Incognito jersey as well. Still in the works on that one, but it's going to happen. So, till next time, see you guys.